Hey everybody, this is Trevor, and thank you for coming to my channel, Pioneer Spirit. If you could please like, subscribe, share, comment below. That would be greatly appreciated. I have a donation button on here if you would like to show some financial support for the work I do. All your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you. So that being said, Jordan Peterson is a man that's being put on trial now for crimes against the words he's spoken. Now, I don't have to go into all the details. Jordan Peterson has gone into all his details, or at least as many details as he's willing or able to give on Joe Rogan's podcast and other various social media networks. But I'm here to show my support. Now, if anybody who knows me well enough knows that freedom of speech is something that I hold as the cornerstone of a civilized society. I truly believe freedom of speech is the cornerstone of a free society. And it's backed up by, well, I guess we could say the Second Amendment that is stated in the U.S. Constitution, which really is a natural right for everyone born on this planet, and that's the right to self-preservation and the right to freedom of speech. So, he's being hung out to dry for things that he has said. Just to recap a little bit of what he has, apparently some of the things he has said on Twitter and on Joe Rogan's podcast have gotten his feet up into the fire for the Ontario Board of Psychologists here in Canada. So now they've gotten quite a bit of bad press since they've come out and wanted to put him in some kind of re-education camp. Again, go to Joe Rogan's podcast with Jordan Peterson. He'll explain it more. I've just been watching various different people and himself talk about this case, but I hold this very dear to my heart, and that is freedom of speech. We are all free to express ourselves. We aren't free from the repercussions of what we say, but I truly believe there is no good speech, there is no hate speech, there is just speech. And if you say something that incites violence or incites crimes against humanity, you must be dealt with. But in no way, shape, or form have I ever thought that Jordan Peterson has ever expressed any kind of incitement to violence. Shouldn't have used that word. YouTube doesn't like it, but anyways, he's never incited anyone to go out and commit a crime that would be a crime against humanity against anyone. He has simply stated his facts on how he sees it, and I don't see it as violence or anything like that. Did it again, but I'm here to give my support for Jordan Peterson. I am a tiny channel there, Mr. Peterson, but if you happen to get this message, I support you. Freedom of speech, like I've said, it's a cornerstone of a free society, a civilized society, and that civilized society is also made possible by the Second Amendment that the United States Constitution has. The right to self-preservation. So, I don't want this video doesn't need to drag on. This is more of a support video, and if you are a person who believes in freedom of speech, you should be throwing your support behind Jordan Peterson. He needs it right now. I'm sure that himself and even small content creators such as myself, I speak my mind. This is a channel where there's no holds barred. I don't want to, and I don't use the freedom of speech to incite any kind of activities that would harm anyone. Okay, there's nothing like that. But yeah, the freedom of speech is just, it's so paramount. It's at the core of my being. And as a sentient being, I truly, truly know and think that, yes, yeah, freedom of speech. It's paramount. So throw your support for Jordan Peterson if you could, please. Show your support. He has mentioned in one of his videos, Joe Rogan, that the Ontario College of Psychologists here in Canada, Ontario, Canada, they have been getting thousands of calls and emails expressing how they're discontent with that. I don't know what you want to call them, organization, society. So maybe do that. Just phone them and say, hey, you're you're not an organization that believes in freedom of speech. And Jordan Peterson, he is at the spear tip of this campaign to cancel people for just, for what? Like, it's becoming like an Orwellian, they're it's Orwellian, and they're taking away language from us. They're carving the language into how they deem everyone should speak, and that is not right. We all have the freedom of speech to, just as I'm doing here. And again, there are quite a few people in Canada that would like to shut us down, starting, like from the dear leader Justin Trudeau and every other person that I guess believes in things like, such as a thing called Bill C-11. I believe it's Bill C-11. It's it has to do with clamping down on freedom of speech on the internet. They've already done that. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the government controlling the airwaves, whether it was, previous to the internet, it was the freedom of press, in forms of television, newspaper, radio. As far as I'm concerned, I've always expressed my discontent by having a handful of people have the power to choose who can say this and who can say that, and what shows can be put on, before the internet, before the radio, who can go on and have a television program, such as mine. I would never have been put on to a government airwaves and speaking about voluntary ways of relating to one another. So, until then, now that, obviously now with the internet, we're able to have shows like this, people such as myself. And if I could have an evening of conversation and sit down and buy a dinner for Jordan Peterson, I would be enthralled to sit and listen to him all night. And hopefully I could share a few ideas back with him. He's in a whole realm of intelligence that I'm just in awe of, and he's a good man. And that being said, even if just a common layman like myself, we all have the right to freedom of speech. Okay, whether your country says it or not, you have to stand up. And if there is a wrong being done to someone, you have to stand up with them. Okay, because if no one stands up with Jordan Peterson, and people such as myself too, who, like I've said, freedom of speech is a cornerstone of civilized society. If we don't stand up for one another, then at some point they're going to come for you and whatever you deem as a freedom and a natural born right. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it with that. Jordan Peterson, you have my support, and I respect you a million times over. And if I could ever buy you a dinner, hey, dinner's on me, and I would love to sit and listen to you. But no, okay. That being said, just admire you, and you have my support. And there's a lot more people out there who have your back. And yeah, if you could please go out and support Jordan Peterson. I think that would be greatly appreciated on both my part and his part. Okay, everybody, I hope everybody's doing well, and stay free.